So before you begin building your MegaSquirt board, one of the first things that you should be doing is checking the resistance between a couple of the pins on your voltage regulator. And this is U5, which is located here, and you can see it on the diagram, and we're on part C of the power section. So take your multimeter and change it over to resistance, and basically what you're checking for is to see if there is a value of infinity between these pins, and if there is, that means that you have a short somewhere. So what I'm doing is just going back and forth, kind of talking my way through it, and doing multiple combinations. So you basically don't want power and ground to be shorted together, and that's what you're checking for, is the resistance between those. Now the second step of building your MegaSquirt board is to ensure that you have a heat sink that is the proper fit. This particular kit that I got from DIY Auto-Tune, the heat sink came prefabbed, and it looks pretty good. It looks like it's going to mount very, very well. Everything lines up. What you want to really make sure of is that your holes line up, and then before you install it, you will sand the back and then sand this surface here to ensure that there are no burrs or raised edges of the metal. And this, you want it to be as flat as possible so that the two contact each other very well, and there's no gaps between the two. And this allows for much better heat transfer. So ours lines up. We're going to move on to the next step of building the board. The next step in building the MegaSquirt, board is installing your Db37 and Db9 connectors. I'll go ahead and show you how to begin those. You'll basically align the pins and push down, and the little clips will help secure that into the board. Same thing for the Db37. Line the pins, press downward, and they're in. So now we'll flip the board over and begin soldering these in there, each of the pins. Up next is the 40 pin socket, and with this, it's going to go right here close to the Db9 connector. Basically just lines up, and then I'm going to put this here just to hold it in place while we solder it on the other side. Next up on the list is the MOV1 and C15. We'll go ahead and solder these two. Get those out of the way. So now we're working on the actual power supply. Next up is C16 and 17. Those are located really close to the Db9 connector. So we'll go ahead and solder those. So now we're soldering in the diodes. It says to make sure that your banded end matches that of the silk screen. So you want your band to reflect where the band is on the print on the circuit board. So for D9, we're gonna bend this diode a little bit, or the leads on it, and then install it on D9. It says it's near the Db9 connector, very near U5 on the heatsink. So D9, we want our banded end right here, just like that. Diodes 9, 10, 11 were just installed. Now 12, 13, and 19 will be installed. Now we're going to move on to these inductors L1 and L2. The first one's located here, down here at the base. And one of the things that you're going to want to be sure to do with these is to make sure they're raised from the board about 1/8 of an inch. Alright, so now I've completed the first step of assembling the MegaSquirt unit, or the first phase of it. Now I'm going to check and make sure that everything's right up to this point with the MegaSquirt stimulator.